Alright, guys. What's going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video here on the live stream. And so alright, guys. Today we are talking about obviously Dragon Ball Super Superheroes. Great title, by the way. Being serious. You guys gotta love that title. I don't know what the hate's going on, guys. It's a great title. So we're here to discuss about Dragon Ball Super, the new movie, and some of the stuff that possibly could happen. We don't really know that much, but obviously there is discussion on what we can think about what's going to happen. So I briefly went with the news that we got yesterday. For anybody who hadn't seen that video, go check it out. But now I'm going to kind of get a little more details on some of the stuff that happened. Obviously, we got Goku 2022 release schedule may differ depending on the country or region. But we did get a couple of concept art from some of the characters that are going to be in this movie. And to my opinion, these characters are going to be heavily featured in the movie because, I mean, why would they be putting out these concept arts for these specific characters unless they weren't going to be heavily involved in the movie? Obviously, Goku was in the trailer pretty much the whole time, so Goku is clearly the star of the movie, which is pretty obvious. I mean, he's Goku, he's the hope of the universe, ally to good, nightmare to you. He's the superhero of the story, which is fitting because the movie is called Superhero. But nonetheless, we have Piccolo, which this was the first concept art they gave us. Oh wait, this is the first concept art they gave us. I'm gonna enlarge it a little bit here. So this is Piccolo. Pretty much looks the same. They didn't give him a new look or anything like that. He pretty much looks the same as Piccolo from before, without his cape. Obviously, they did another concept art with Piccolo with the cape in it. We're gonna enlarge that a little bit there. So you guys can see Piccolo with the cape, pretty much the same. Hi, Death Goku. Let's see what Death Goku has said. Judging by some of the art, it seems like some of the side characters might be getting some focus, like Krillin, Piccolo, and Pan. Looks like there's going to be a new character too. Yeah, I'm just about to get to that. As you can see on the screen right here, I'm about to get to some of the concepts that are going in. Obviously, we have Cape Piccolo here. We had Piccolo without his cape. So we got that. We got, as Goku said, Krillin. He's still in his police uniform, which looks pretty cool. Looks a little better than his the one they had in before, but I think I didn't hit in the last one, like he had a different like shirt or something for the police, or maybe I could have sworn his shirt last time was black or something, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong on that. It's been years, but it doesn't matter. He's still a police guy. So you got Krillin. So this is the guy that Death Goku was referring to, which I actually left out in my video last time. I missed this. I did not see this from the Comic-Con video when I was scrolling through all the information. So this is the new character We don't know if this character is a villain. We don't know if this character is a hero. Um, Future Gohan, he was doing a stream yesterday about this, and he was saying we don't even know if these are the same characters altogether. That was the Future Gohan. That was one thing that Future Gohan pointed out in his stream yesterday, which I thought was quite interesting. So this new character here, okay, notice how they have two numbers. Like you got the guy in the red cape with one, and then you got the guy with the blue cape in two. Um, Future Gohan had suggested this could possibly be two different characters altogether. They could be like twins or something like that, or it could be the same character. I don't know. That maybe they just transform into a different number. I don't know. But that was something that I thought was quite interesting. Maybe this guy right here, number one, is the villain, and maybe number two is the good guy. Maybe if they go with an evil twin angle, because if you notice, number one actually only has one like pointy thing here, and two actually has two pointy things on his helmet there, or whatever that is. So this is one thing to note as well. Is there's a possibility that this character could be two different characters, could be the same character, or we don't know again if it's a villain or a hero. It's quite interesting that like they show him twice in two, but only show him in one. So they do show a little bit over here with the cut here, but that's about it. So we don't have a name for this guy. So I'm just gonna call them Thing 1 and Thing 2. All you cat in the hat people out there. Thing 1 and Thing 2. Okay, so, and then the final person we have is Pan, Pan, which has kind of like a uniform. She kind of has like a school uniform on, so she's probably not going to be homeschooled, because that's what I think that is. I think that is a school uniform. One of the things that was brought up is the possibility if this character Pan is 4 or is she 3? Obviously, she's not a baby anymore. But how old is she? A lot of people are wondering if this is after Dragon Ball Z, or if this is before Dragon Ball Z. I was in Future Gohan SJ2 stream yesterday, and he had suggested that he thinks this is right before the martial arts tournament, which would probably mean she's 3 or 4, but a couple months before the martial arts tournament. I don't think so. I disagree with Future Gohan on this one. I think she's 5, and I think this is after Dragon Ball Z. And I could be wrong, but I am betting on this right now. So if I'm wrong, well, that sucks. But if I'm right, you've heard it first from me. I think this is after Dragon Ball Z. I think this is going to take place. I think this is going to take place either a year or 6 months after the martial arts tournament at the end of the series. Based on the brief stuff we know, and because of what she looks like. Because if you remember, and you gotta watch the original Dragon Ball Z. But if you remember in the original Dragon Ball Z, they showed Pan at the end of the series. They showed Pan at the end of the series in Goku's uniform. She was with Goku all the time. and whatnot, right? She was with Goku all the time at the end of Dragon Ball Z. Um, and the fact that they're showing her in a school uniform interests me because here's the thing. Think about it for this second. Just think about it for this second, okay? If she was 3 years old, okay, she would not be in a school uniform. She would not be in a school. That is a school uniform. I'm almost certain that is a school uniform. Okay? She would not be in a school uniform. Okay? If you remember in the original Dragon Ball Z, she was in Goku's gi. Right? Was she not in a Goku gi? Okay, she was in Goku's gi in a martial arts tournament. Okay? So, if she was in the gi, okay, and then after the martial arts tournament, we all know that Goku goes to train with Oob, right? He trains with Oob, right? So obviously Pan has to like move on, like, you know, with with her family, with Gohan and Videl, obviously, because Goku's not going to be around because he's training with Oob. So 4 years old, depending on how old you are, okay, is the year you would go to school. Okay, now obviously Gohan, right? Gohan was homeschooled, but I don't think that's gonna be the case for Pan. I think Videl and Gohan are going to have her go to actual school. And why I think this, now keep in mind, I don't read the mangas, I only go by strictly the anime. You guys, please try again. You know, this English dub channel and all. Please avoid all the spoilers from the manga because I don't read the manga. But if we're going strictly by the fact that Pan, okay, is married, her mom is Videl, father is Gohan. Okay, Gohan was homeschooled. Videl was not, okay? But, obviously, Videl, was a single parent. Or not single, I'm sorry. Hercule, you know, she as a kid, had a single parent in her life. You know, because, obviously, her mom was not around, or at least it's implied that she wasn't around because they don't really mention her that much. So, she only had pretty much one parent, and that was Hercule, okay, for most of her life. I think Videl and Gohan want Pan to go to school so she can actually socialize more with other people than always being around people like them that have special abilities and whatnot. And so, this is why I think Pan is in a school uniform. Okay, this is something that no one has brought up to my understanding. I don't know if anyone else has mentioned it, but this is something that I noticed that I don't think anyone has brought up yet. Is she's in a school uniform, which again, that's very common in Japan. Japan, they pretty much usually are in school uniforms. Here in America, it's typically only if you go to a private school. But in Japan, they pretty much always have to dress up in a school uniform. So this makes sense that this is very common for a Japanese culture type deal where Pan would be in a school uniform. Okay, so this is why I think this does take place either 6 months or a year after the events of Dragon Ball Z. So now let's take some comments here. See what's going on here. What's up, homie? I'm excited for this. Yes, I am. I am too, Max. Maybe the new guy is with the Galactic Patrol like Jocko. Doubt it, because he doesn't have the symbol. I hope Broly appears after the... I don't know what that arc is. Okay, so I guess it's from the manga. Yeah, I don't read the manga, dude. I watch the anime. That's what I do. I watch animes. I don't read mangas. I actually read the manga. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but people are saying it's lazy. I, for one, disagree with their sayings. Okay. Well, that's your opinion. I don't know if you're right or wrong on that, because I don't have a view on that. But anyways, but yeah, that is why I think this right here, Pan, is 5 years old. I think she's 5 years old. She might still be technically 4 if this takes place 6 months after, depending on when her birthday is and depending on the timelines of in which they go by. But I do believe this is after Dragon Ball Z. I could be wrong again for this, but I think, why would she be in a school uniform if this didn't take place after Dragon Ball Z? Because again, typically when you start school, you're either 5, you're typically 5. You can start school at 4, but it depends on the birthday in which you were born. If you can be 4 years old and be in kindergarten. Okay? So, why would she be in a school uniform? Because again, if you look at this is definitely a school uniform, because look at the little, symbol thing right there. You see what I'm saying? Look at that symbol thing on her shirt. That little gold red thing or whatever that's on her shirt. I mean, that is a school emblem right there. It's kind of very similar to the ones that Videl and Gohan had. Obviously those ones were bigger, but, it kind of shows that, she's clearly, going to school. What age do people usually start? Oh, I just said they usually start school at 5. That's why I'm saying that I believe she's 5 years old. You can start school at 4, but it depends on your birthday. Now, I don't know when Japan schools typically start, but in America, it's obviously September. Now, if we're to assume that Japan starts their school year at the same month of America, then, depending on Pan's birthday, that would depend on if she would be able to go to school at 4. Because the way it works is if your birthday is if your birthday is September before the school or after the school year starts, or afterwards, as in November or October, November, December, you can start school early. You can start school at 4. Otherwise, is if it's January through August, you have to wait until you're 5 to start school. So, now, obviously, that's American school month. So, in Japan, it probably will be different. I don't exactly know when Japan starts their school year, so maybe it will be written differently. But that's something to really note. And I don't think anyone's talked about this. I don't know if Geekdom's talked about it. Maybe Geekdom mentioned it. I don't know. I didn't see. I don't know if he did. I think he did a live stream yesterday too, but I didn't get to it. But he might have pointed this out too, but I don't know. But so far, I'm the only one that I know of that's pointed this one out. That, she's wearing a school uniform, which I just don't think anyone's talked about this. Based on the time, Canfi 15, based on the timeline, if the movie takes place after the end of Z, then there's a chance we could see Pan definitely looking slightly older than her end of Z design. Well, Pan's end of Z design was her in Goku's gi. So, I mean, that's pretty much all we've seen in the martial arts tournament. So, Um, that's pretty much all we've seen with her. Here we're seeing her in actual school uniform, like, and so to me, I think what's going on here. My theory is she's going to be in school, and Pan is going to be in school because Videl and Gohan wants her to socialize uh with other people besides being around people with superhuman abilities, because obviously her family revolves around superhuman characters, and so they want her to not have that environment. Videl, grew up with only a father. At least that's implied because we don't know what happens to her mother. And Gohan, obviously, pretty much, I mean, he had a father and a mother, but Goku was the fighter that taught him how to fight, and Chi Chi was the one who gave him his smarts by home teaching him. So not a very good environment for both of them. So they probably figured to have Videl go to school early on rather than just in high school. We're definitely getting closer to the tournament. The manga has some teasing oobs. Well, I think it's after the tournament. I think Toriyama stated in an interview that Videl's mom is dead. Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know when she died though. Like, did she die like literally right when Videl was born, or did she die like when she was 10 years old or something like that? Like, that's something that we've never like gotten from Akira Toriyama. He never was. Well, I don't know. Like, I didn't see the interview, but I don't think he was specific on that. But yeah, guys, so that's what I think on that. Is that the only one? Yeah, that was the last design for that. So, what do I think of where the plot is going to be? Well, I think it's going to revolve all around Goku. Now, Future Gohan had said that he thinks it's going to be, not necessarily these pictures indicate, doesn't necessarily indicate that these characters are going to be the main focus. I kind of disagree with that because I think, why would you be putting this much focus on these characters, right off the bat, if they weren't going to be the focus? My opinion, the movie is going to revolve around Goku. Goku's going to be the superhero of the movie and the main character, obviously. But I think it's also going to have. I don't think. This is something that's probably going to piss people off right now. But I think this movie is not going to have Vegeta in it. I'm calling it right now. Vegeta will be in the movie, but Vegeta will not hardly be in this movie. He will hardly be in this movie. He'll be a minor character in this movie. I'm calling it right now. I think this is going to be focused on Goku. That new character, whoever the hell he is, I don't know what his name is yet. Like I said, we're calling him Thing 1 and Thing 2 at the moment. Thing 1 and Thing 2, or the main focus is going to be Goku. Thing 1 and Thing 2. Pan, I think, is going to be the unusual character in this movie that's going to get a lot of screen time. I think we're going to have Piccolo is definitely going to be involved in this because they even showed his house, which that's something else that we should have brought in too. But yeah, they showed Piccolo's house, which I didn't even know Piccolo had a house, okay, on Earth. I thought Piccolo literally, slept on mountains and shit like that because that's what he always did to meditate. Like, he obviously hung out at other people's houses, but that was it. I never thought he actually had a house. So he's getting a house in this. What else? And I think Krillin's gonna be involved. I think those guys. Maybe we'll see some other characters too, but I think it's gonna be mostly revolving around them. I think Vegeta's is gonna have a slim part in this movie. I'm calling it right now. I think Vegeta is gonna have a limited role in this movie. Fucking no. What is? Jeez. No. Why does it keep moving up? No. Thank you. There we go. But yeah, I think Vegeta's gonna have a limited role in this movie. Do we know what happened, or do we know when the martial art play? Do we know when the martial arts tournament happens? Like, is it in the summer? In Japan, they start school in April. So we can maybe calculate from that if we know when the tournament is held. I don't know if they stated it or not. The April thing's actually pretty interesting though. Martial arts tournament. What are they saying? Well, it was it was 10 years later. I know that. Can we just have like the one with Dragon Ball Z episode on it? Jeez. Oh, jeez. Hold on. Okay, so the tournaments, according to the Dragon Ball site here, it takes place May 7th. For which one? Was this for the Buu Saga? Or, I mean, this might have been for the Buu Saga. The Otherworld Tournament. The Otherworld Tournament. Is that for every year, though? Or is that just for that year? Do they literally always have it dropped down to May 7th? Or, I'd rather see, like, a pattern. There's two. Talk about tournament of power. No, like. Special World Martial. That was the Cell games. Okay, so they always take place on May 7th. So, yeah, because we're seeing all the. So it doesn't even matter. It's always May 7th, no matter what. Whether it's Sunday, Saturday, Friday, whatever. It doesn't matter. It always takes place on May 7th. That's interesting. If it takes place on May 7th, and he's saying, Death Goku is saying that the Japan school year starts in April. That's interesting. That's interesting because okay, so if it takes place on May 7th, right? According to the Dragon Ball wiki page, which it could be wrong. I don't know. I think it. No, that's right because they sourced it. Hold on, let me make sure. Do you got the source? Just make sure. I don't want people saying that I'm wrong about this. Okay, so that's from the Okay, so the Dragon Ball fandom site or whatever sources the Dajenshu 4. So that's their source for it being May 7th. Okay, so that's got to be accurate then, because I think Toriyama was involved in that. So May 7th every year, no matter what the day of the week is, for the martial arts tournament, which takes place every. Does it take place every? It takes place every couple of years. So if it's May 7th, right? May 7th is the year it takes place, or month and day it takes place. April, according to Death Goku, is when the school year takes place. So that actually makes it my theory even more strong that this takes place a year after the end of Z. Because think about it. If the martial arts tournament takes place during the school year, if it takes place during the school year, I'm almost certain that Gohan and Videl are not going to let her compete in the martial arts tournament because it was during the school year. So that actually could strengthen my theory that this takes place a year after Z, and this could actually take place. This could, because she was 4 years old. She was confirmed to being 4 years old. At the end of Z, so I think she's 5. So if this takes place a year after the martial arts tournament, this would make sense to why she's going to school. Japan's school year has 2 terms. The first starts in April and ends in mid-July. Then after summer break, the second term starts in September and ends in mid-December. Interesting. Is that for like, but is that for like grammar school too, or is that just like for high school and college? So wait, what do they do? Wait, what do they do from January to March? Wait, what do they do from January to March? They get like a freaking 3-month break? That don't sound right. That don't make sense. How do they get a 3-month break? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But I still am in the firm belief that this takes place a year after the events of Z. I'm on the camp that it takes place a year after. Holy shit. From January to March, they have a winter break. That's insane. That is insane. They have a 3-month break. That's ridiculous. Oh, jeez. I can't. Dude, they got longer breaks than we do. That's insane, bro. Their big break is in the winter instead of summer. How much do they get in the summertime? How much do these guys get in the summertime? Oh, jeez, come on. Why won't it go to the homepage? There. Yeah. Oh, jeez. I think there might be a very short term in March or January, March, but I'm not sure. Well, I'm still banking on this being after Z. I just the school uniform tells me that they are thinking after Z. The school years are decided up weird, are divided up weird. In between each term is a break, like spring, like spring break, summer break, and winter break. Okay, well, like I said, I think they are going to. That's what I think they're gonna do. I think it's gonna break. I think it's gonna easily defeat Demon Slayer because I don't know how even Demon Slayer passed Dragon Ball Super. I think that's ridiculous. Uh, Dragon Ball Super definitely deserves a full theater release, and it will kick its ass. And it was going to make names. It's going to break records once again and be number one. Number one. Anyways, but yeah, that's I think the focus is going to be on this movie. Goku being the superhero, having to save the day, taking out names. I don't think Gohan is going to play a significant part in this movie. He'll have a minor role, but I don't think he's going to be one of those characters that's going to be out there as much in this movie. I think it's every other year. Didn't the martial arts tournament? Didn't they say like martial arts tournaments are usually like every 5 years or something? I could have sworn they said every 5 years. Martial arts tournament held every 5 years. Yeah, it occurs every 5 years. I was right on this. Every 5 years. I knew that. I remember that. I remember them saying that in Dragon Ball, that it occurs every 5 years. Um, so between the one in the Boo arc and the one Pan was in, there was another tournament during those 10 years in between. Um, yeah, I guess there had to have been, because maybe Akira Toriyama forgot about that. But yeah, that is true. Because there was a 10-year gap from the Boo Saga to the ending of Dragon Ball Z. I wonder how they're gonna explain that one. No, they were too busy. They were too busy doing the Tournament of Power to be doing the martial arts tournament. That would have made a good filler arc in Super. Well, the problem with that is we don't exactly know how far in Super they were at in the beginning. Like, because obviously they had Battle of Gods, then they had Revival of F. And then was Goku Black first? Then they had Goku Black. They also had that mini filler arc that people liked with the clone Vegeta for because Dromit got to be clone Vegeta. I mean, outside of that, I mean, we don't exactly know how many years passed by. So they could have, but I think they were more focused on those things. And I think the martial arts tournament kind of got set aside because they had Tournament of Power, obviously. Then they had the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament as well. So they had those already. So that might have been why they decided not to do a martial arts tournament, because it probably would have taken away from the two other tournaments they had. But assuming I mean, if we assume, I guess they could just say that Hercule won because they never freaking let him lose. I mean, how many years passed by since Super started? How many years have passed by since Super started? Like, was the whole arc just a year? Because they had the Battle of Gods, then they had Revival of F, then they had, was the Universe 6 arc first, or was that um I think Universe 6 was first. Then they had Goku Black. Let's see. What's up, man? How are you? How are you? I'm pretty good. So what was first? Yeah, it was Universe 6. That was right. Then we had Goku Black. And then we had Tournament of Power. But then we also had those filler episodes too. So, I mean, I don't know how many years passed by since the end of Tournament of Power. Piccolo's arms are turning yellow like King Piccolo. That means he's getting old. What's up? Wait. Hold on. Where are they turning yellow? They're not really turning yellow. I wouldn't say he's there yet. I wouldn't say he's there yet, Death Goku. You know, I just started seeing the. It's usually pink. Oh. I mean, it's still kind of pink. No, not that. Not that. What the? Hold on. My mouse is going slow. I guess I can see what he's saying. What the? Jesus. Thank you. He's saying that they're not really pink anymore. They're like yellow, which I guess they're starting to kind of turn more peach-like. So I guess you can say that. I guess that's what he's saying. That it's a sign that he's getting old. Maybe that was the detail we were all missing. Maybe that was the detail we were missing from this. Is that it's turning yellow. Another sign that could be take place after the tournament is where they're. Oh yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. You know, Piccolo didn't look old, or his arms didn't look old, I guess. So, at the end of the Z, so that's a good point. That's a good point to bring up. So yeah, even more proof, little details that we didn't catch. Little details that we didn't catch on the show. Well, yeah, this is definitely gonna be good seeing what these guys do in the show. So it's looking good. It's definitely looking good. It's gonna be like I said. I think this is gonna be after the. I think this is gonna be after Dragon Ball Z. I really do. I think it's going to take place at after the end of Z, and that's where we're going to be at with this movie. well, well, I mean, we seen a lot of the old Namekians from Planet Namek, so I mean that's not new, anything new when it comes to the Nameks. You know, they've showed that like on in the Frieza saga that they can get old. They can get old. They can get old. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to these maybe Piccolo will have some kids soon. Gotta, hatch out the eggs. Gotta hatch out those eggs, Piccolo, so you can get a kid. Could you imagine? Could you imagine Piccolo hatching out a kid? And then Videl, or not Videl, I'm sorry, Pan makes friends with, the freaking, the Piccolo baby or whatever. I'm getting old, so I gotta make myself a kid, so I'm gonna spit out an egg. He gonna spit out an egg. He gonna spit out an egg. So, yeah, a lot of good theories and a lot of good discussions, guys, for this. There's little information that we know right now of, so there really isn't much else because obviously everything we know is what we know right now from the couple pictures and whatnot. Piccolo is already a junior, so his kind would be called Piccolo the Third, unless he wants to change the name and have him be called something different. After the end of Z, that means GT didn't happen. Well, we already know GT didn't happen, but GT officially doesn't happen. I think the only reason why Toonami is still showing Dragon Ball Super is because they're waiting for Dragon Ball Super Part 2 new I episodes to drop. I think that's the reason DeMarco's waiting. No, that's not it at all. I think I mean, obviously he wants new episodes, but um, Dragon Ball Super on Toonami is still getting ratings. Like, despite it always being reruns for the past 2 years, it's still getting ratings. Like, people are still watching it. People are still interested in it. That's why it was still being shown for the longest period of time at the top of the lineup. But yeah, I mean, does he want new episodes? Yeah, obviously, but it being pulled, and it not being pulled, I don't think that has anything to do with it. They pull series that they bring back later on, in the future. Um, Dragon Ball Super is just so extremely popular that for them to remove it would not be financially helpful to them because it still gets them money. So it would not be a good reason to do that. So no, I don't think that has anything to do with it. But yeah, do they want more Dragon Ball Super new episodes? Absolutely, but that's not the reason why they are still showing the series. They're showing the series still because it still makes ratings. It still gives them, money. So, that I don't think that has anything to do with it. We're an hour with this, so that's the discussion, guys. Like I said, I think this does take place after Dragon Ball Z. That's where this movie is going to take place, in my opinion. Um, if you guys are watching this in the comment section, um, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your theories are. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion live stream. Um, Make sure to hit up on the Twitch, because I do have a Twitch, as well as my Discord. I'll try to do more updates on this as much as I can for this movie. Comment, rate, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell for all the latest contents if you're a new subscriber. And even an existing subscriber, make sure to check anyways because YouTube's unsubscribing people for some dumb reason. So yeah, make sure you check all that good stuff. So that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku. I'm out of here. Peace.